Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us out oh so very, very, very much. And if you're interested in the content we are creating, please consider joining our channel. You can become a member of our channel down below, where you become an NPC lover for the low cost of $3 a month, where you get to support us a little bit further and get some really cool emotes and jazz, and eventually you'll get exclusive content. But I need to figure out what that content's going to be before I do it. Because I rant for free. I'm sorry, that's not going to be exclusive content. I rant for free. If you want my rants, I'll give it to you. But aside from that, if you want to support us a little further and get immediate benefits, you consider joining our Patreon. Link to that is down in the description below. That gets you into our exclusive Discord server, where you'll be able to hang out with all of us, participate in some one-shots, and if you're ever interested, in joining any of our games, they are pay to play. That comes at a higher tier. All you have to do is go ahead and click on the link, join in at one of the lower tiers, get yourself set up with an interview with me, and we will get you into the action. But without further ado. Alrighty, Kai, tell us what happened last time.
Let me unmute myself first. Thanks. So last week on Mingled Dreams, the party spent about a week on a ship with a gnomish captain and crew, honing their skills and spending time as they saw fit, until they embarked on into a port at New Hexen. They were examined and prepped for entry into the city. They were also searched for things like holy contraband. Kael produced a religious symbol when prompted for that contraband, and they were given the location of a safe haven within the city, as well as where to stay away from. The party is also told the disaster protocol for the city. If they hear 3 bells, street evacuation. If they hear 2 bells and a whistle, they need to go into a doorframe. If they hear 4 bells, everyone's already dead. The city is clearly built for military state. It's got controlled streets, and it's at the whim of a dragon who everyone needs to answer to. The party made their way to the shopping district, where posted weather expectations are displayed, and where a public informant should be able to consult with them for a directive. They didn't know where to go, but the weather here seems to be wild, so getting a wind scribe, is that what it's called?
Yes.
A wind scribe to give them the information is paramount to survival. The party encountered a very awful person named Reese, and they talked as they waited for the wind scribe to return. Our character discovered that they were both part of the grinning. They were both grinners, Celia and Reese, and they ended up talking about the Mingled Dreams, the Severed King, and as they spoke, there was an NPC there who tried to leave, but rolled a natural 20 on their doing the electric slide out the door. The party ended up interrogating them, or a 1 on a stealth check, you know. The party ended up interrogating them, figuring out that they were actually an ex-hand, one of the Severed King parts that the party is searching for. They discovered how to find those people from this NPC, and our bookish rogue went to go make a connection with somebody in the city, as Creve spent some time buying some magical items. Kael ended up following a sort of nerdy looking person who didn't seem to have much going on unless you looked at them a little closer. People were stepping out of their way for them, showing them a lot of respect, and ended up following them to a manor where we ended last session, with them doing some mysterious things in there with what appeared to be some sort of archmage for the hand. And that's what you missed.
The Archmage, who you had come across, appears to be a member of the Cerberus Assembly.
Oh,
as
Cerberus
Kael
Assembly, thank you. Sorry.
managed to figure out. Though he has no first-hand experience with knowledge of the Assembly, all he knows is they are among the most powerful individuals of the Empire. And the fact that one of them is over here might be a little bit of a problem, potentially. Who knows? But anyways, after you tried crawling over the wall, Kyle, you did notice that there are some arcane glyphs and markings on the other side of the lip of this short wall. And you made a very quick analysis of that might not be a good idea for you to try to go in there right now.
While I'm still invisible, I would like to walk around the wall to see if there is another entrance.
Okay. As you begin walking around, moving all around it, you see that it is mostly an L-shaped wall attached to the grand wall of the protective boundary outside of New Hoxton that keeps the people safe from any events that transpire further out. Though that is just the first inner wall, compared to 2 other walls past that. That outer section, the back L half of all of this, is about 60 feet high, with large-scale weapons, some ballistas, and patrolling local guards of this area. The militant guards of this area. Go ahead and roll me an investigation, though. 25. As you're going around the L-shaped pattern, there does not appear to be any other entrance into this area. I mean, the wall is short, but those runic markings do appear to be all across the walls. What spells can you cast as a... I know there's only specific schools of spells you can cast as an arcane trickster.
Enchantment and illusion.
Enchantment and illusion? Okay. Then the Arcanum there, unless you are proficient in Arcana, is not something you would really understand at a cursory glance.
Yeah,
Arcane tricksters can learn other spells as well from other schools, but only at certain levels.
Right, but he's not, knowledgeable about those. Right. Those 2 types of genres I'll immediately give him because he can actively learn them whenever he would like. Okay. But apparently that one small archway that is a single fit person archway is the only way in or out.
I would like to, so I will just leave my owl somewhere on the other side of the street to watch this this archway, and then I will walk back to the group.
All right. Have your owl roll a stealth check.
Yeah. Come on. Fucking back. Key. It's been a while.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Sneaky little owl. It perches up kind of across the street, I assume angled towards the archway.
Yeah.
And finds a nice little section of a building that has an extended tiling of its roof for it to latch onto slightly behind, where it can just keep an eye as it just pops its head out every so often to look. But at least it's outside of the immediate glance of anybody who would be looking around. So after that,
walking back toward where I assume the group will be.
Okay. Well, at least where Celia and Creve are. And by the time you get back, Creve and Celia, both of you put in your commissions for the outfits, and it should be done sometime at the end of tomorrow.
All right.
Now, where is Kale?
Well,
You're still invisible, Kale.
Probably somewhere around.
Maybe
causing
spring has
trouble.
come for him.
What?
maybe spring has come for him. He found someone attractive to look at. Who knows?
Well, yes, that is quite likely, actually.
I mean, this town is pretty diverse after all.
Yes.
Am I with them at the moment?
Yeah, I said you got back there and they're
Okay.
walking out looking for you, but you're invisible. So
I get just at Creeves here, and I whisper, "Surprise, motherfucker!" I want the button. I want the button.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Fuck you. I don't know where you are, but next time I'm going to get you. Did you learn anything special?
Back to visible state. Well, I followed some interesting character. And so I followed him up to a, well, let's call that a manor, magically protected.
Right. Well, what kind of fascinating character was this?
Well, he kind of matched the description that our hand friend gave us of the boss of the hand. Was a nerdy human walking down the street whistling. Everybody was just giving way.
Just double checking, you are whispering this and not saying out loud, right?
as you're still inside of the territory of the hand.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I was double checking.
Talking like out loud in this area.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a hushed conversation.
It's a hushed conversation. And everybody was giving way. Nobody was walking on the same side of the street. And I was quite suspicious. And I followed him to a magically protected manor where, well, he met some person of interest. Are you familiar with the Cerberus Assembly?
Some of them.
What's that?
They provide freelance work towards most of the mercenaries here, so yes.
Were they the ones who assembled that Cerberus we met earlier?
Well,
No.
Okay.
as a matter of fact, the person who assembled the Cerberus, or at least like the Cerberus was keeping us away from, was a former member of the assembly. So at some, yeah, might be so.
Well, over here at least, there's two of them that are prominent because this is their territory, but they're usually away from here.
So it's a kind of magical order, is that what you're saying?
No, it's basically in like the group of ministers in the empire, except they hold all the power.
Group of magical ministers from what I've heard.
Well,
No.
this place isn't part of the empire, is it?
And they have a cooperation with the leader, the dragon that rules here, Satyana. Since them and the dragon are focused on the artifacts and research, and they don't care about anything else here.
I see.
It's why over here order is important, because they prefer to study in silence and not people screaming every single time.
That helps. What about you? Have you managed to get any new acquaintance in the area?
Well, nothing much, just common knowledge that the coconut groups. Sorry, I keep giggling every time I say that.
The coconut cult.
Yes, they hold quite a firm hand of power here, basically, since everyone is afraid to even mention them. They are the true one so far, at least the way it looks, maintaining order, and at least for the main part, for the normal people, seems to be safe, keeping them safe, albeit they are scared of them.
Right. Well, I suppose the question still remains then, well, what are we going to do here? We should probably meet up with the others. Where did
Yeah,
they go
true.
again?
Kale found the biggest clue, and we might inform the other two, so we can actually discuss what's next. Because if the bigwigs are involved, depending on which member it is, it would be a difficult time for us.
Okay.
So, I assume the three of you are now going to head back over to try to find Rorik and Reese.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Warwick and Reese, the two of you have been confused on the coconut craving this party has. Oh, yeah. The two of you have been sitting inside of this small little open space tavern in town. More of a drinkery than a tavern. You know, you sit in, you get something to drink, and then you have peanuts. You know, like that's it. But this entire time, Reese Rorik has been, you know, spewing a whole bunch of philosophical reasonings for how you treat other people, and not just you, but like everybody in the world, as well as you know, the goals of trying to make everybody a little, you know, better off. And very, very old human. I mean, he's definitely in his, like, what are you, Rorik? Late 50s, early 60s?
He's actually in his 70s, but he looks good for someone in his 70s.
Ancient human. But yes, so the two of you have been doing that, and go ahead, Rorik, role play out what you two were chatting about.
Right, and I know how it may, all that I just spewed out, philosophy and stuff, I know that may make me seem a bit optimistic or maybe even naive, but it's about making the attempt, you know, you understand?
Yeah, sure. I understand that completely. Reese is absolutely like 100% checked out.
Anyways, I need to go run an errand in town, and since you know the area so well, would you be all right with guiding me? I need to stop by somewhere, and also I feel like we should pick up some coconuts while we're around, because I kept hearing you all mention it offhandedly, and I didn't know you all craved them so much.
Yeah, we're really looking for coconuts because
Yeah.
we can't say the thing we're looking for
There's
out loud
actually,
here.
and I actually know a recipe to make something called a pina colada. That's one of the coconuts, right?
Does it? How many fingers does it use? What?
Yes, it's the one where you put the lime in it.
Yeah, you get a lime and you put it in the coconut, and then you mix it all up.
I see. Do you? Sure, we'll get that too, I guess. Reese absolutely has no idea, like, whether Rorik knows what he's talking about, or if he's like just really, really good at playing it cool.
Yeah, you look like you don't understand. Trust
Okay.
me, once you have a taste of it, you'll understand, and I think you'll like them a lot.
I just don't really get that appeal of.
Let's get going.
Sure. I mean, I do enjoy imbibing. I'll just. Where are you looking to go?
Looking for a place it's an inn called the Barricade.
The Barricade. All right. I haven't been here that long, but I think I can help you find it.
Yeah, I'm simply going to pick up a package. Although while we're there, we might be able to get some rooms to stay the night.
Yeah, might as well. How good are you at pretending to be other people? Like, good or not good? Like, say you had to pretend to be somebody who really liked coconuts. Could you do that?
I mean, I do like coconuts. I've only had
You're
them a
already
couple
there.
times. Oh, thank you.
You're already there. Great. Great.
And just to clarify something, does Icebreaker understand?
Oh yeah, no. I
Okay,
completely
that's
understand.
it. All right, we're good.
I
We're
just
good.
love
We're good.
the
Okay.
whole main character Rurik didn't follow along with the coconut thing.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, as long as the player understands.
So
Yeah.
if somebody asks you,
Rurik.
Rurik, yes. If somebody asked you, Rurik, if you would die for coconuts, you would say,
That's a tough one. I mean,
you
as much as I
gotta love coconuts.
do love coconuts, but I mean,
It's a
you gotta
coconut cult.
put some. You gotta. There's a whole cult about coconuts.
Best coconut you'll ever have in your life.
That's honestly a bit crazy. I thought I've seen a lot of things, but that's a first.
Okay, but let's say it just happened today. We have to pretend we really, really want coconuts, and somebody's like, "Hey, coconut cult, best coconuts you'll ever have." Are you willing to die, Rory?
Well, if anything, why don't I go with them and show them how to make a pina colada?
I'm sure they'd love that.
I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
Reese. It is Reese, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, sorry. I'm still getting
it's
used
okay.
to reading, not Rise. But yes. Are you proficient in religion?
Let me check.
Okay.
I don't believe I am.
I mean, he is a bard, though.
I am a bard, so I've probably pretended to like religion several times.
Roll me a religion check.
Alright.
14. He's actually brandishing a shield to one of the most highly worshipped deities across Exandria. Not specifically in Xhorhas. Actually, in Xhorhas, it doesn't really have that much of a religious affiliation, but his shield is a large platinum-shaped shield that has, like, this bluish, almost crystallized dragon's face on the front of it, and it 100% looks like a devout worshiper of the Crystal One.
Great. Cool. Crystal coconuts. Got
Crystal.
it.
That doesn't. I mean, is it like edible crystals, or that doesn't sound like something you could eat.
Interesting.
As the two of you are walking through the city, Reese, you have come across the barricade once, but you've never actually gone in there. This is mostly one of the more militarized locations inside of this New Haxon. It is called the Barracks as an homage to any high-ranking political figure who comes into the city stays there, especially if they are militant in nature, and it has a lot of themes towards military that are definitely, like, you know, tourist trappy style themes. Like, you can look at this grandiose greatsword that is an exact replica of this person who did this thing and all of these obnoxious things, but it is one of the more expensive places. I can't roll my R's at all. It is one of the more expensive places to stay at in town, and apparently Rorik has an invitation here. Rorik, as you are Rorik, as you are walking up, you see that there are different tapestries across the wall. One appears to be that of the Empire's symbology, a Tal'Dorei symbology, as well as a Kryn Dynasty flag. It seems to be a pure neutral territory, which is something that you honestly in all your years have never expected to see. Like, it has affiliations with every major group in this location.
Well, this seems like a nice place.
could say that again.
Yeah. Honestly, though, the whole atmosphere with this city, it just... I didn't think I'd quite see something like it again.
So who invited you here? Just out of curiosity.
Hmm? Oh, I don't want to say old friend because it's a bit more complicated than that.
I see.
Regardless,
Zarzith Kittrell gave
like
you
a
this
romantic
recommendation.
partner, or like a
Oh, Zarzith
mentor?
Kittrell gave me? Oh, okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
the person I was... Okay.
No. You asked for a location to have the return address sent to, and in Zarzith Kittrell, Ravi told you.
Yeah. Then dialing it back. A friend of mine named Ravi. He's a great guy, getting into politics, but he needs to... Well, I've been trying to give him some sound advice. Just, be yourself. Like, you didn't get into this to be a politician. You get into this to help people.
Hmm.
So help him.
I'm sure he'll make it far with that mentality.
Well, I mean, did I tell you the story of how we helped him get into politics? It was crazy. We were just walking into the city,
I could stop you
and
if I wanted to.
Rurik just starts rambling on about the whole the whole story on that, which I don't know if you know it. I can give it to you if you want real quick, or we can just go by.
Reese is just gonna let Rurik keep talking. he knows a steamroller when he sees one.
Yeah, Rorik is very good at keep talking. But anywho,
and
yeah.
And then we let the nephew go, but I think that's the place right there. The one that says the barricade, right?
Yes, it is. So
thanks.
you meeting your friend here, or?
Oh no, I'm just here to pick up a package, but I mean, like I said, we also might as well get some rooms while we're here.
I don't know that I have barricade money. Do you have barricade money?
I mean, I've got some funds on me.
I have
how much
squatting
funds
in
do I have?
somebody's house money.
I did update your sheet whenever people did like money exchanges and shit, so
Yeah.
you are on par with where you're supposed
Yeah,
to be.
he has all the money since bag of holding.
Oh, okay. So I've got the party loot. Okay. Oh no, but I mean, we can stay here, or we can stay at your friend's house if you like. I can.
I'm actually also a traveler. I've been busking. Go get your package. I'll wait here for you. And we should meet up
Thanks.
with the others.
While I'm in there, why don't you ask around about where the grocery stalls are, so we can get some coconuts. And Rurik will head inside after saying that.
Committed to the bit. Love it.
That is a phrasing, yes. Alrighty. So, Rurik, as you begin walking up the front stairs, you see that there's a handful of different individuals adorned in their tapestries, their large armaments, and all of those niceties with them. And some of them look over to you and just, nod at you, holding up a shot of some clearish-looking liquid. Sir.
Rurik will nod back and give him a classic kind of like good day to you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. You open up the front door and you see inside of this location there are all manners of different beasts and replicas of legendary weaponry all across the walls, the over top of the fireplace, and there's a handful of tables, all of which are low to the ground, not made for eating at. And with cozy, comfy, large leather chairs. I mean, this is the nicest place you've been to inside of Xhorhas, or on this side of Wildemount in a long time. And as you're walking forward, you see the concierge walks over towards you. A kind-looking man, roughly 80 years old for an elf, looks definitely younger. As they approach over towards you. Hello, sir. Do you have a reservation here?
No, I'm simply here to pick up a package that was sent here.
Under what name?
Rurik Hammerstead.
Rorick Hammerstead. They go over to the side of the counter and pull out a ledger and flip through it a few times. Ah, Mr. Hammerstead, yes. You do have a room already sectioned off for you. It said you and 6 companions?
Oh, yes, I forgot I already made that reservation. Yes, that is correct.
So you don't need to play nice with us. We understand. Apparently Ravi put your name forward for a nice little accommodation here. So, not an issue at all. If you would like to check everybody in, we do need to check them in by name as well. And, you know, you are fully aware of our peace treaty inside of this location. There's no fighting under any circumstance.
Yeah, the same rules as the city, correct? Don't cause any trouble. Treat others the way they should, and you would like to be treated as well. And if you can't obey that, then I believe the term was get fucked.
Well, we don't use niceties such as that. Just, this is not really a location you want to bring up any hostility at. As he looks around, and there's a handful of, you know, accomplished militarized individuals from all over the world.
Of course, I don't see there being any issue.
Wonderful. Well then, please come on in. Is that your companion outside? Looks out the door.
Yes. That would be him. One of them, anyways. We're still waiting on the rest of our companions. They went on other errands. Oh, speaking of which, do you know where? Do you sell coconuts in the city? Like, where would I find the grocer?
You will have to speak to one of the conjurers if you have any chance of finding something like that out here. It's would have to be imported, of course, but sure that shouldn't be too big of an issue for you. Sir, yells out to you, Reese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you like to check in for your stay?
I still need to figure out if I can find my luggage to bring here first. So I'll be back later, probably.
Very well. All right. So you were waiting for a parcel to arrive for you, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Wonderful. Just give me one moment. Here, sit down over at the counter, and you see it's very nice, like cushioned seats for the bar stools as well. And there's a goblin walking across a heightened platform who comes over to you, puts a glass in front of you, and pours you a double of whiskey, old fashioned, of course.
Oh man, Rourke probably didn't have time to tell him no, but like he'll. Since he was given this and stuff, he'll, you know, do the whole like you know, the classy alcohol thing, like swish in the glass and then, you know, drink it. Like not hoity-toity, but, you know, like appreciated it.
Yeah. And it is a very very warm cedar-like flavor to it as well. It's pretty nice. I mean, that's definitely something that was probably pretty expensive. But anyways, the goblin just walks away, and you watch as the concierge walks into a back room that they have to unlock with a key. And a moment later, they come back, and they hand you a large wrapped parcel, a square box that's roughly about 1 foot long, 2 feet long and maybe about 8 inches tall. Perfect box wrapped up in little bits of parcel and some frayed string to keep it all tied together. Here you are, sir.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And here is your room key as well. Your accommodations are in the east wing, in that direction over there, where you'll be able to find your own little room. It is, of course, room number 3, as they point on the key that is labeled 3.
Thank you, I appreciate it, Mr. Rourke looks for a name tag or something.
There is no name tag. Mogs.
Mogs. A pleasure to meet you, and thank you for your service.
Mogsby.
Oh, Mogsby. I am so sorry. Anyways, if it's all right, I'm gonna go set my things down. and then go retrieve the rest of my companions.
Of course, no issue at all. And they just go back to greeting people. Are you doing that at this location, Reese?
Yes, Reese pulls out his yarting and starts playing Ballad of the Grinning Fool outside the establishment to try to see if he can get free accommodations. Or a new enemy. It could be either one. Let's find out what it is.
Well, as you're doing that, the concierge walks outside towards you and goes, we can, music playing, we usually like to not draw attention into the building itself. If you would like, we can check you in right now. We already have your key and accommodation set up for you.
Oh, well, I'd be remiss to turn you down. Thank you very much.
Yes, of course, please follow me. And that was, like, within the first, 10 notes or so, and they take you inside. Name, please?
Reese Stoughton.
Representation? Do you have any affiliation with any particular representing groups? Just gestures to all the tapestries.
Couldn't say that I do, but I'll keep smiling till I find one.
Very well. All right. Well, here is your room key as well. You're joined with him down in the same hallway, same accommodations, of course. East wing, that direction, and you see Warwick walking down on the east side of this building.
I'll take my key and follow
All
Warwick.
right. Warwick, as you're walking down here, you do see a couple of individuals who seem to be leaving their rooms, having a decent enough time. And there is somebody, playing music here, of course. And for midday, this is pretty good sounding music. I mean, usually you get the good musicians at nighttime when everybody gets off their shifts and work. But right now, everybody's, relaxing. As you get over to your room, you unlock it and push double set of doors open with this large centralized room that has a few offshoot rooms as well. All of the other rooms have their own doors associated with them, but they're glass doors with large curtains in front of them. Definitely not soundproof by any means, but this appears to be a very large accommodation for you and up to 6 of your companions. Well, a total of 6 companions, you and up to 5.
So it's like a super fancy college dorm room kind of thing?
Think of one of those super nice rooms in the Ritz.
Ah.
Yeah. How everybody gets their own room, but it's all associated with the same room. Yeah, it's a hotel apartment. That's a very, very good description of it. And as you walk in, you look over at the table, which currently has a fruit basket on it with all of these different fruits. Unfortunately, coconut was not one of them. But it looks to be an incredibly nice room with a lot of accommodations and openness to this as well.
Oh man, I next time I see Ravi, I need to make sure I need to get him a gift or something. Make something spicy. He likes spicy stuff.
Reese, you're walking through here, and this is by far one of the nicest places you've ever been inside of.
Reese will just make himself at home. Toss himself onto one of the day beds and kick his feet up on the window and start playing in here, but very, very softly.
Mm-hmm. Do you take from the fruit basket?
Yeah, sure.
All right. It's mostly apples and oranges, a couple of limes as well, but no other fruits that are more quickly perishable. It seems that all of these are within the day of them being put out for consumption, so it's pretty good.
Hey Reese, just make yourself Oh, I guess you did. I'm gonna go put my gear in my room and rest my legs for a little bit, and then let's go get the others and show them our accommodations.
Sure. Now we can find those coconuts finally.
Oh yes. Yeah. Unfortunately there was no coconuts in the fruit basket, but we'll find them. He says before closing the door to his room.
Already.
I'm starting to. No, he's just really committed.
Warwick, as you go into your room, you close the door, and it is a nice room. I mean, it's not terribly large. It's slightly larger than a typical in-room would be, but this is just for sleeping. There's a cabinet for you to put some of your things and belongings into. There is a mirror with a fresh hand-washing / shaving station added as well. Unfortunately, this establishment is not nice enough to give you each your individual bathrooms, but they do have special accommodations and bathrooms inside of this, the barracks as well. But as you sit there, I assume you're opening up your parcel?
Yeah, he sets down his gear and he opens up his parcel.
Alrighty. Where is that music? I can't find the music now. Oh, there it is.
Ooh, is it scary
There we
music?
go. No. Not right now. You open up the parcel and you get a folded over piece of paper, the letter itself, and there also appears to be a unique item in here as well. The letter reads as thus: Warwick, thank you very much for sending us an update. We've been concerned about you, wondering if you're okay. We would be very happy if you found your way back here shortly. Hang out with us a little bit, do a little bit of good around here. Things have been getting a bit aggravating out in this location, and as such, we thought it would be an appropriate time for you to receive something that came across the border to you. We've been holding on to it for a couple of days just out of curiosity as to what it was, but we do think that is something that you may wish to have yourself. If this is of any importance and you need to take care of something, don't hesitate to ask us. We'd be more than happy to assist you with whatever it is. And of course, be safe while you're out there. Neutral territories aren't always as kind as you may think. There's hidden enemies everywhere. Anyways, you take care of yourself. Signed at the bottom.
What's the first name that on there that's signed? Not asking the last name, just first.
The first name signed. Well, let me bring up your whole backstory, everything, real quick. Sorry, I didn't have all of this prepared because I wasn't sure if you were going to make it or not.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's the name of the individual. The male one. I can't remember the name.
The male one?
They're male, right? Or did I misread your backstory?
No, female.
Did I misread your backstory?
I-
Where's the things for your backstory? I don't see it anywhere on your character sheet, and well, yeah.
I put it in allies and organizations, I think.
Thank you. Lorelei. It's Lorelei.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, just all right. That's good.
But yes, as you look inside of the package, you take out a weapon sheath adorned with gems across the top of it, suitable for a short sword, and it has Empire markings on it. And roll me a history check.
Oh my. Oh, this is a nice little sheath.
It is indeed a nice little sheath. It looks familiar to you in some capacity, but you can't really place your finger on why.
God damn it, Miki.
But anyways, back to the other three. The three of you arrive over at the Wind Scribe's establishment, and he looks over at you all. They left to go find the barracks?
Ah, the fancy place. That is.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you then.
Of course. So,
Yeah, I'll
I
guide
assume the
others
three of you are
towards
going to go there. All right. So the three of you walk through town, and you do find this very nice-looking establishment. And Celia, you went through here once or twice, but you've never stayed here, obviously. Far too expensive. But you were asked to accommodate other individuals who were at this location while you were here as well. But as you walk up the front stairs, you do see Mogs looks over at you and goes, Celia, hello. Are you here for another job?
No. Just looking for one of our companions. The old man, Rurik.
Oh, are all the rest of you the companions with his group?
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Let me go see what is going on. And they turn
right.
and point their finger. Rorik, you get a message in your head. Hello, your friends are here, your companions. It's Celia, a not exactly drow-looking individual, and
Tiefling.
I want to say tiefling.
Oh yes, those are my friends. I was actually about to head out and go see them.
Oh,
Brother
well, I'll
Rorik
have them
says it's
send.
all allowed.
Yeah.
'Cause he
Reese, you
doesn't
hear
know.
that from inside of the very, very not soundproof glass door. Very well, I'll send them over to you. All right, I just need the three of you to sign yourselves in, of course, and take care of yourself. Kyle, as you're looking around, you do see that there are banners to every military force that you know of, at least.
Well, Creep will sign in and just ignore the banners and just walk
All right.
to Rurik.
Celia,
Yeah,
you've
I'll
signed
do-
into this location.
Yeah, the usual.
Mm-hmm.
Since already used to it.
I say you need two.
Alrighty. And as all three of you sign the notebook, they close it. Very well. Here are your room keys. Each of you is given a room key, labeled 3 as well. East wing, that direction, room number 3 on the side.
All right. Oh, hopefully there's less alcoholic drinks as usual. For me, at least.
Why would you want less alcohol?
Reasons, but let's just say it's a woman's secret.
Very well. Well, your accommodations are already made out over towards the room. And as the three of you walk down that hallway and you open up the doors, you see Reese. I imagine, Reese, are you the type of person who get really comfortable and just kick off your shoes and dunk right up top, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So not ready comfortable, but comfy.
Like, I haven't discarded any clothing, but I have put on one of the complimentary robes.
Of course.
Just
And all,
reclining like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic
course.
Park.
So all of you walk into this incredibly nice room. I mean, these are the nicest accommodations many of you have had, possibly ever, if not in a very long time. And you see Reese currently lounged out on one of the day beds, feet up on top of the windowsill, just chewing on fruit from a large basket of fruit.
Then you also hear Rurik still talking, even though he doesn't know the return part ended.
Huh.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, they you already let him in. Oh, thank you, Mogsby. And Rurik will come out.
Right.
The glass door opens up and there you are. You're all together back in the same place. Yay!
This is,
Now let's split up again.
this is a adequate place, I will say.
Adequate. This
Very
place
good.
is fantastic.
How did you get
How did
this?
you get?
Yes, what he was about to say. Maybe.
Oh, Ravi paid for our reservations and up front. And it's really we need to make sure we get him a gift when we go back to Zorsith. I was thinking like something spicy.
Well, I mean, isn't this sort of his gift to us?
I don't know about that.
Oh, I just don't want to be stuck in some eternal loop of gift giving. You know.
I mean, that's in many ways that's what friendship it can be. You know, it's give and take as well as, you know them, you like them, you help them out, you help each other out.
Kyle, perception check, please. Continue.
I'm not sure I would count myself as a friend of Ravi, though. I barely met the guy.
That's fair, but he is our friend. Mine and Kale's and and you know, he looks over at the fact that the old party is no longer with us right now.
It's just you and KL. Kyle, before that, you look around the room, just, checking out the location. There appears to be about 4 points of entry into the room, which also means 4 exits that are visible to you. There's the front balcony that has windows that lead out there, though they are heightened windows for you to step upon, and the balcony is fairly short. It's only about 4 feet off the ground in total, and the landing area is only about a 5-foot by 10-foot location for people to sit out on top of. The 2 far rooms on the right and left-hand side have windows themselves that lead outside, but the 2 rooms on the inside, they do not have any windows at all. So that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of entry into this location and exit into this location. There's all manner of different spots where you could hide things, hide a person, hide a body, hide any number of different interesting features in this location. Is definitely set up for luxury, deliberately, not for efficiency at all. Which is kind of strange considering this is a militarized location.
So, have you guys decided on who gets which room and all that? Because I think we should.
Oh, well, I already put my room right there, right next to the bathroom, so I don't wake you all up at night.
That's fair.
I want the room further away from Rick's. I don't want hearing him snoring all night. I'm used to it.
Directly across.
Yeah, I'll take the one next to you then, Mikhail.
Then there are
Preferably
Celia
with a
and
window.
Reese.
I'll take that one.
I'll take the one with less sunlight.
And Kyle, you do notice lying on the bed does appear to be a very nice sword sheath with a few adorning gems a part of it.
That's a nice piece that you get here, Rick. I didn't know you were adding some niceties like this one.
Oh no, I just got that from my package today.
Oh, you got a package.
Yeah, I sent out some mail back in Zorsith, and after Ravi gave the reservation, I set the return address to here at the barricade.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, what was the gift then? Was the gift the scabbard or the room or both?
I mean, if you really think about it, life is a gift.
Oh,
suppose.
shit.
I suppose that's true.
Yes, it's like one of those shitty gifts you get. You really don't want it, but you accept it to be polite, you know.
I have to sleep next to you tonight, don't I? That's fine.
I mean,
Kyle.
there's individual rooms, but...
Kyle, as you're kind of looking at the scabbard, stuffed inside the top of it does appear to be a rolled up letter put in there that Rorik unfortunately did not notice with his passive.
I pick up the scabbard Well, may I? And I take out the piece of paper. It seems that. Have you
I mean,
read that?
I mean, that is my. Oh, that was in there, huh?
Yeah. And
I
would
was too
just like
busy.
to see if I can perceive who signed the letter. That's the only thing that I want to see.
At the very bottom, the letter is signed Crown Marshal Hayden Dumarog.
Yeah. Take the paper.
Thank you. I didn't wonder who sent this one. And yeah, Rurik will go ahead and probably read it right now just to himself, just because he's curious since he didn't see it before.
I will message you what it says.
Yay. Damn it, Mika. Huh. Rurik says as he, after he's finished reading it, he folds it back up and kind of tucks it into one of his pockets. I didn't expect to get a message from them.
But your old buddies from back then?
Yeah, very old buddy. Sort of. It's...
How old, buddy?
Old enough that we're about approximately the same age.
Well, I mean,
So
how old period?
400?
What kind of?
Sorry.
What period, old buddy?
The kind of buddy that you respected, but you always competed with. A rival, you could say.
When you were in the military?
Yes. When I was fighting.
So yeah, that is what it details.
Well, in any case, Kale found something interesting on what we were trying to find out during our little scouting session.
Yeah.
Right, I remember you meant... Sorry.
Yes, please go ahead, man.
Right, I remember you mentioned going out to look for coconuts, and I asked about where the grocer was so we can find some.
Well, I think I have found not the grocer, but even the coconut cultivator provider. I don't know how you want to call it.
Oh, the cultivator of coconuts. That's pretty good in this sort of terrain. That's pretty rare to find.
Apparently here they're all over the place.
We should definitely converse with them and maybe get on their good side. Maybe we might even learn the secret to how he gets those coconuts here. You know.
Well,
has he always been this dense? I mean, is this a new development? Should we be worried?
Wait, who's scurried?
Commit to the bit.
What bit? The bit about coconuts?
Yeah.
Well, actually, so Key is there and keeping an eye out on the place I left him. Though, the place I left this coconut cultivator, and let's call this place the Palace of Coconut Tree. There was another person in there who came from the Three-Headed Dog Assembly, to not just call it by its own name. And that... Where is me?
Any description on the person you saw with the symbol?
Actually, I just saw the robe. It was an elder human, if I remember correctly. But that's all the details I could have. Like the entrance of the manor was quite far from the archway. I could see through at that moment.
Elder human, huh? I don't think he's supposed to be here.
Well, we don't know. Maybe this coconut cult is, colluding with the dog factory.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. He's well known to be the most hated one in the assembly itself. No one likes him. Everyone wants to get rid of him, but it's really hard to do so.
Well, do you know him?
Yes, well, he's the infamous Sticky Tongue.
Wait, I'm
What was
sorry.
that?
Who?
Sorry, just that sounded. You said an old person. I was thinking that, like, if you need me to cozy up to them, and as one fellow old human to another old human.
Rorik, do you really want to be close to Iketon?
No.
What was that?
No.
Sticky tongue?
No, it's just people
Yeah,
making fun of him.
No, that's
Did he
his.
say
That's his
Sticky
name.
Thong?
It was Trent Sticky Thong. That's his full name. Are you sure that was him though?
The two members that are ruling here, one is an elf, the other is a half elf, so it's impossible to be them. And they are never here. Those two are always somewhere else in their research and are very selfish.
So
Kyle, history check.
And this person here that he saw is the infamous one that people hate and the most vile one, to say the least, of the assembly.
what?
I mean-
what does he look like?
Yeah, describe him, please.
Is there a full description of him? I don't think I got it. There's
So,
only old.
The best description of him is a very a very aged human who looks to be at the very ends of a human's lifespan, with a receding hairline that seems to be like stopped a little short, with pure graying hair that goes down a little bit past his shoulders, a bunch of liver spots all across him as well, and he just has the typical air of like an asshole-ish, rich, obnoxious human.
Yeah,
Does
she'll
it fit with the
describe this to
description?
them. Nope. Yeah.
That does sound similar to Sticky Thong, but last time I saw him, he had a full length of hair, like he was compensating for something.
Considering how he keeps backstabbing people and getting backstabbed and trying to betray people and trying to screw everyone over, him losing his hairline is the easiest and lightest thing to happen to him.
Now, Kyle, with a 29 history check, you remember whispers of this individual roughly about 20 or 30 years ago, where some reasonably influential people in the Kryn dynasty wanted to assassinate him as he was one of the main causes for the brutality that happens at the border between Xhorhas. I mean, he does not adhere to any reasonable laws of treatment of other human beings when it comes to slaughtering. They sent 2 assassinations attempts against him 30 years ago with some of the finest Kryn warriors they have. Those warriors died.
Does the description Celia gave fit with who I seen?
Well, absolutely, yeah. That's exactly what he looked like. And the fact that he's wearing assembly garb, openly wearing assembly garb, the only people who do that are people who are not afraid.
Well, that sounds like him.
Yeah,
Okay.
only the heads dare to wear assembly garb in the open because they will happily dare you to try anything to them.
Well, this is also neutral territory, so we
The
shouldn't.
yeah, well, we couldn't do anything. They could because they have enough influence to move things underhandedly. Satyana, the ruler, the dragon here, cares of her own things.
Well, regardless, I'd rather not stick my nose in whatever business Sticky Thong has here. It's everyone I know who's gotten wrapped up with business with him has ended up poor for it. Whether it's they lost funds or their lives or something.
Well, most of them their lives, but yeah, true that.
Right. Well, we still have to
Well.
look into this coconut cult. So, who knows? Maybe we find some kind of clue that will tell us.
Maybe. Well, the original plan was something about following them to the destination.
Oh, where they're planting the coconuts. I mean, as long as I don't mind following them there, but as long as we don't like steal anything, because they've grown those coconuts, and we should definitely pay a fair price for it.
Good damn
Did
it,
you
Rorik.
tell him?
Coconut is like the dude you remember the Eye of Mikit? Like that's Coconut.
I mean, that's a little rude to compare someone's abnormally large eyes to coconuts. I mean, I've never commented on it, but
I fist spam. Damn it.
Celia has the attitude of like, yep, he's your problem. He's your guy's problem now.
Rick, you have a military experience, right?
yes.
Yes, so you are familiar with the use of code words for certain things.
Oh, so you weren't literally thinking about coconuts and having me make you all pina coladas.
No. Though pina colada sounds, well, strangely appealing. But no, we're not looking for coconuts. We're looking for the Seventh King. And we're just calling that the coconut cult because they have this cult, dedicated.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, I knew we were here looking for that, but I thought you all wanted to take a breather and get some coconuts. But yeah, no, that's... If you already have leads on it, then let's, we should follow up on those.
Exactly.
So, coconut cult seems to be quite commingled with the one you called Sticky Tongue.
Right.
That's actually rather worrying then.
Well, how about we all just get in a few hours of rest here, and later tonight we try to sneak into their place and see what we can find out.
All right, well, remember, we need to be careful because if this coconut cult got creative and started cooperating with Sticky Thong, then, well, things might be much more complicated than we initially assumed.
Well, maybe there are more mixed nuts up in this.
I wouldn't say no to a pina colada still. You made it sound very good.
It is very good. Although for now that we have this fruit and well, I should ask how long the reservation that Ravi gave us is for.
Yeah, Jared, just double checking. Would I know if this hotel is just, the tourist trap hotel, or are you just, is this like the John Wick's hotel thing?
This is like the John Wick's hotel thing.
All right, yeah.
Celia, you would be
So-
100% aware of that. If anybody breaks the rules or codes of conduct, they will be executed on site by everybody in the building. And many of the people in this building are very dangerous, very capable individuals. Maybe not on par with you, but collectively, and even individuals might be greater in capabilities than individuals of you. So
Yeah,
it is very much a John Wick situation.
Yeah, she'll just try to warn them again. Make sure to not make any problems here and try not to start any fights or be rude. At least be civil here, because everyone here has the capability to kill anyone, so worse, but who knows. This place is not as it seems, at least. And if any of you needs something special to use, if you're trying to infiltrate or, do the usual dirty work, just try and tell the concierge about it.
Yeah. Well then, what time is it right now, Jiro?
You guys arrived in New Haxon early day, probably around like 1 p.m.-ish, and after about 4 hours of doing everything up, so mid to late afternoon.
Well, once we get ourselves settled here, what do we want to go investigate the coconut cult tonight, or are we going to take our time with this?
Well, that depends. Should we be a bit hasty about it, or should we play this in a long way?
Well, I will say, from my experience, there's a time for haste, but there's also a time for caution, and this seems like a time for caution with Sticky Thong in the mix.
You know what? I'm gonna do with what I did with Vordvik with Sticky Thong.
Oh, come on.
You don't want
Come
to...
on. This is just Rurik not actually remembering someone's name because he
Or-
doesn't
Yep.
like him.
Rurik used to
Yep.
bully him.
It was,
We
actually,
don't-
it was,
Did you
Hey,
bully
hey.
a nerd?
it was
Damn it.
mutual bullying. It was the nerd bullying the jock in this case.
So we're
I
all
was-
gonna
I-
get there. We're all gonna call him Sticky Thong.
I was hoping it would be the Vodrick case, because I'm just encouraging them to do it, so it happens.
I know. You won a TPK, I know.
Hey, it's fun. Adversity.
I imagine we get to the Ikathon boss battle and he's like, I will defeat you. And then Rorik's just like, we'll stop you, Sticky Thong. He's like, where did you hear that? I took 20 years to remove that rumor about my name. How do you know?
To be fair, he would have assassinated everybody if he was that petty.
Probably
Probably
nice.
happened.
It'd be like a Big Hero,
Might still
Big
be,
Hero
yeah.
6 thing.
But so he's just like, there was a survivor of the purge.
Yeah, it'd be like the Big
Nice.
Hero 6. I spilled wasabi on my shit one time.
This is why you don't make fun of kids in school, guys.
Yes.
The way I see it, we can exercise caution and try to follow these folks in their caravan or however they travel up to the north. Or we can break in and try to steal the location of where we need to go to find the coconut on our own.
The point is, we don't We didn't know what we're looking for, and we wouldn't even know who to follow. So we
Have you
don't
tried
have.
asking?
No, remember he told us that one of the recruiters, the woman, I think, she was supposed to be the one that leads the new recruits towards the place
Mhm.
that they will see the thing. So if we're able to find her, maybe we can. Will be the point that you can track to follow towards the location.
We can just really pretend we're into coconuts, right, Rurik?
Well, we could, although normally I would never suggest sort of playing with someone's emotions and hearts, but maybe either Creve, what if you attempted to woo this recruiter to give you higher level sort of access in a way?
I mean, sure, I could give it a try. I'm sure at some point we'll need to penetrate their defenses anyway.
That's true. At one point, we will have to get to that. Just make sure that when it happens, that we're properly protected from all sides.
Need to know them in and out, you know.
But first, before we get that too, we should probably feel around a bit, you know. Get a feel for what they know and what we need to do.
Yes. Well,
I think
what was her name again? What?
Creve, would you say you're good at getting on the inside?
I certainly enjoy it, and most people I know enjoy it as well.
For the record, Reese, like Rurik means all his stuff literally, like all the innuendo stuff he's saying is going over his head.
Right, well, point me in the right direction and I will see if I can woo this, what was her name? Did we learn her name really? We know she was some kind of recruiter.
There's no. He didn't give us a name. Just how her features
description.
are. Yeah.
Yes, she had a smooth nose and 3 fingers on the left hand.
4 fingers.
4 fingers on each hand, and she
Yep,
has
4
like
fingers, fried chicken.
Okay.
yeah,
Hairy. Yeah.
very very hair all over, like everywhere.
Mhm.
And
Actually,
she's very
Creve.
old.
Creve, roll me a history or nature check. Your call.
Dirty
that's
Harry.
Same thing. So, yeah, can I use guidance on it?
Sure.
All right, rolling nature then. Hey.
So there's a group of satyrs that belong to the what is it called? The Court of Nox, that have very white colored fur all across themselves and have very soft features as well. And she seems to match that description. Like the smooth, like downwards shaping nose, the fur all the way across her, everything like that. The 4 fingers, that matches the descriptions of Noct satyrs.
Huh, you know, now that I think about it, she might be a kind of a satyr from, well, the Court of Nox.
What is it?
It does not sound familiar.
Oh, a
what's
satyr
it?
is a hoofed individual, but that's not important right now. The Court of Nox is, well, how to put it? What do I know?
Do you
about
remember
them?
from the other game?
Did they show up in there?
You learned about the Court of Nox from Dorzin once. In the other game. That's why I'm asking. It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
You were Sir Uric back then. Okay, do you
Yeah.
want me to tell you? Because you would be
Yeah,
aware of
sure.
at least the court system. The Court of Nox are the individuals that represent the old Winter Court, what is now the Court of Nox, as they favor the time periods where the sun is sunken most often, and many of them have ties to divination, astrology, as the Court of Nox likes to study the expanse of the skies, as well as the stars and the relationship of different planes as they correlate towards one another. They are less playful than other courts in particular, though they are incredible spokespeople that are very persuasive. Like, they are incredibly good at charming people.
I see. Well, they are a sort of a branch of the Winter Court, I guess you can say. I'm fairly interested in astrology and divination, but well, they're good at charming people. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what sort of reason she might have for being here, but well, one more reason to go find out, I suppose.
Yeah, though that sounds like good skills for a recruiter. Being charming and have skills to detect people and have a knack to find the right recruitees.
All right.
So what do you think we should do?
Well, fuck it. If no one comes up with anything, I'll just go out of here and look for her.
Well, I mean, from what you said, like, she's this... I'm not quite sure what I said. You said it was a hoofed being. You said they're dangerous, but do you know how to handle satyrs? Because, I mean, from what you were saying, they're, like, very rare. Like, we wouldn't know what a satyr, like, would even look like, except, I guess...
it's very difficult to handle one. I barely do it every day.
You do it every day?
I said I barely do it every day.
Well,
what? I'm confused.
Yes, me too. Well,
I am as well.
What satyr are you?
What?
You're handling a satyr on a daily basis?
Well, you know, I have connections. It's not important, really.
Well, if anything, what I might suggest if I was to look at this from a military standpoint is we go along with having Creve. You would make contact with the recruiter to try to feel out that information, you know, just get in there kind of deal.
Yeah, like really get in there, elbow deep.
Right.
Well, maybe even more so, but anyways.
This whole operation will take some balls, I can say that much.
That's fair. You have to really be courageous to
Sorry, Jero.
But we make contact there, so we have an inside man, and whereas we also do preliminary reconnaissance to understand the layout of the locations that we'd have to go to.
Yeah, we really want to pump them for information, you know?
Yeah,
I really want to suck the life out of this old man.
And if you really think you can handle it, Creve, like, just keep working her for info until eventually it's all. You have it all.
It just all spills out.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see how this goes down.
We'll end up with a whole lot in our face.
All right. Well,
So, with me suppressing the need to have an aneurysm and all of you coming up with some type of plan, I think we're going to go ahead and go on break now, everybody. So we will be right back. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, I guess. Yeah, we'll be back, sure.